When fighting for men's rights, we start at the very basics. In this case, men's hostility to one another and their self-loathing. Here's a perfectly good example. This young guy called Kewie. He talks about manga and manhwas, right? Now, he has this video called This Manga Represents Women Honestly, and he shows something that's true in his thumbnail. Now, I don't mind guys showing thumbnails that catch the eye, right? But his thumbnail is the complete opposite of what he shows in his video. So it's actually dishonest. This isn't just an eye-catching thumbnail, it's a dishonest thumbnail. He shows something that's true. This is what women do go for, right? And then he brings up this anime that is really something that appeals to guys, right? It's basically an arena fight manga, but they just put girls in for guys, right? Now, he starts off with this self-loathing, so let's hear it.
My Instagram, you can maybe sorta already know what manga I'm going to be talking about. Now, if you haven't been following my Instagram, I'm going to find where you live. But regardless, it is no secret that I love Shonen. I've been open about my love for My Hero Academia, Gachi Akuta, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, he loves Shonen, dude. And this is what women really love, right?
Naruto, just to name a few, and a lot of reasons have to come with their sick action sequences that just get my blood pumping and motivate me to go to the gym. But of course, other than the fights, there's another factor, and that has to be for the women.
Yeah, sexy women with rocking bodies, that's true. That's right.
Shonen animes have the baddest women I have ever seen.
Yeah, they're sexy as hell. Yeah, that's true.
Do not fall short in making my blood get pumping and motivate me to go to the gym. You get a huge range going from thick women.
If you want to catch these women, just get a high-paying job, dude. You don't need the gym.
To tomboys, the psycho ladies, or just a straight up fucking goddess, it is no surprise that if you search up any of these girls from a specific anime on TikTok, you will see hundreds of edits of them. However, while I do
There is no however. This is where self-loathing comes in.
love these pretty ass women, shonens kinda have a bad rep when it comes to female characters. Like yeah, I still enjoy the majority of them, but it isn't wrong to complain about how shonens tend to do their girls kinda ass. A lot of times they easily get overshadowed and don't get a lot of screen time.
They don't need to be top dogs, dude. Girls don't have to do anything. They don't have to succeed to get the guy. So it's not necessary to portray them any differently than in real life. Hey, you're lusting after these anime girls, even though they don't succeed, right? So they don't do them dirty. Shonen is a male fantasy.
Or a chance to be in the spotlight.
We identify with the male hero because we say we know we have to succeed to get the girl. So we identify with the male character. We lust after the female character. You are included, dude. You're lusting after these girls, which is fine by me. But this self-loathing and attacking other guys, people who make these mangas, that's more than sad. It's just wrong.
And even if they do,
there you go. This is Lucy, I think. I can't remember the name because I don't watch One Piece. But all the One Piece girls are really popular because they got rocking bodies and they wear bikinis. Right.
They're only in the spotlight for the anime to do some cheap fan service to stimulate the lustful desires of the average 14-year-old.
Now, this is what I'm talking about. It's not only self-loathing, but this is where he attacks other men. You see, I'm not like that. Sorry, I'm going to back up. I think he said 14-year-old Redditor. Let's back it up.
To stimulate the lustful desires of the average 14-year-old Discord mod. And it really...
Oh, I see. Discord mod, right? So if you're 17, you're not into girls in bikinis, guys. Hey, Kewie. People aren't into girls in bikinis once they reach their late teens. And they have to be Discord mods. Now, this is what I want to bring up. Baywatch. Where was it here? Yeah, this is Baywatch. See these pictures? This is what it was about. Women in bikinis running around on the beach. It's the original Baywatch series premiered in 1989. That predates Reddit and Discord and all these other platforms, right? Now I said, was it, excuse me, was it popular? And it says, yes, it was. Baywatch was extremely popular, becoming the most watched television series in the world during its peak in the mid 90s, right? Again, this is mid 90s, predates the internet. At its height, the show attracted an estimated weekly audience of 1.1 billion viewers across more than 140 countries. I guess the most of the world is made up of 14-year-olds, 14-year-old guys, right? God. This made it a global phenomenon, right? But also, what was the demographics that watched this show, right? The primary audience of Baywatch consisted of women, with 65% of viewers being female. And its largest demographic were women aged 18 to 34. Wow, they're older than 14, and they're not guys. And Discord hasn't existed yet. Hey, how do you explain? Hey, where are you? Kewie, how do you explain that, dude? This is the self-loathing we have to stop, and the hostility. It's not just self-loathing; it's hostility first, right? You are hostile to other guys, you loser. Now, I put in best moments of Baywatch. This is what the average person tuned into when they watched Baywatch. Wow, pretty women, gorgeous women in bikinis. Right. But I bet when guys like you, where are you again? I bet when guys like you find out that mostly women watch Baywatch, you would give it a pass. You'd say, oh, they're women. They're allowed to watch women in bikinis. Right. Of course, they bullshit and say, strong female characters that ran around on the beach in bikinis. Right. Dude. Anyway, continue.
Really is a shame because it seems like the anime manga industry can't seem to grasp that their viewers don't mind having a strong female character. Heck, we actually like strong female characters.
I will step on you. Okay. Okay, so your idea is strong female. You want her to be the dom, right? So you're showing your own sexual preferences, right? And you're basically saying, I submit. You found out that women want to rule, and so you give in to whatever they want. And so you're saying, hey, I'm willing to go with the flow. Right. So how are you different from these 14-year-old Discord users, right, dude? Kewie, how are you any different from them? All you're doing is saying you're lusting after women and you're willing to change, to a certain degree to appeal to women, right?
I won't speak for everybody, but I also don't really mind fan service that much as
No, you love fan service, dude. Just like I do. I watch a woman in bikini any day of my life. I was young during Baywatch. You didn't think I tuned into Baywatch to see women roam around in bikinis? It was a shit show, dude. It was boring as hell in every other respect. It would just have women in bikinis. That's why I watched it, along with everybody else.
long as that's not all they're there for. I mean, male characters get fan service too, but you don't see us complaining about it because they have plenty of moments to shine, so it doesn't feel like their entire purpose of being an anime.
Women don't need to shine. Female characters don't need to shine. They're desired. That's why male characters have to shine. It follows human psychology. Men have to succeed to get the girl. That's it.
It's just for them to show off their titties every once in a while.
which is perfectly all right, dude. It's perfectly all right. Now, if you look at his channel, look what I rated adult manhwas, so you don't have to. Manhwas is Korean as opposed to manga, which is Japanese. So he's saying, I'm into like watching like basic pornography or sexy women, right? And I don't want to admit that I'm just like these 14-year-old Discord users, right? So I'll just say, I don't really want to watch this. And you, my audience, you guys don't want to watch this. So I'll watch this stuff and read it so you don't have to. But you notice his channel is filled with pretty girls and sexuality. But I'm your friend's mom, right? You can't escape step bro. So, dude, you are pretending what you aren't. You're pretending you're something you're not, right? Now, he talks about this manga, and I happen to see other reviews of this manga, and this is a fighting manga. So all they did was take a typical shonen anime and replace all the male fighters with female fighters. They just replaced the guys with girls. These are men in girls' bodies. That's all it is. And even though there are women MMA fighters, right? It never reaches the height. Women don't sacrifice their faces. They don't want to, right? That's why there's so few women involved, really. They don't need to fist fight each other to succeed in life. Not only to get male attention, but also just to get by in life. They don't need it. I'll skip ahead a bit. Okay, here, this guy, he's going to lust after these girls, just like guys do with the bikini girls, right? And it's going to be different because he's going to virtue signal that, it's different for me. He's like, go for something different, right?
Her dad suddenly died. Then we have the other fighters, such as the Psycho Sisters. The younger sister is a natural talent with freakish strength and guts, and the older one is a muscle mommy, and she is, well, perfect.
There you go, dude. So you're watching this anime, but you're not coming back and with it, from it and saying, wow, these are great fights. No, you're saying these women are hot and this woman is my favorite, right? But of course, because she's muscular as opposed to, feminine and dainty, and she's not in a bikini, like overly revealing outfit, that somehow it's different. And this is about character development, right? So again, your channel is all about ogling the girls. It's all about female worship, right? Even the anime you say is garbage involves this, right? This manga might actually be a masterpiece. I'm your stepmom, right? Oh, it's Spy and Family. That's what it is, right? But you're the main woman in this manga or this anime. She's lusted after by all the guys. She's a typical feminine beauty that happens to be superhumanly strong. It's all the same. So you are a dishonest person, Kewie. I, I don't think you're just dishonest with yourself. A lot of guys are dishonest with yourself, but I think you are dishonest just with your audience. You are a guy, a typical guy, who lust after the female form and you consume stuff that's all female centric, right? But you're going to bash guys who are into bikinis, right? You're going to bash animes that show women in a light that is actually truthful, right? They don't have to succeed. They don't need to be strong. They don't have to be strong in body or character or mentally. to get by in life. You think these women didn't have easy lives, dude? Come on. And of course, you want to say, I'm the different guy. You're not different. You are as typical as dirt, Kewie. You're a typical guy. And what's sad is the typical guy is, of course, male hostile, and he's a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite, Kewie or Kiwi or whatever you say your name is. You're a hypocrite because you are female obsessed. You lust after female characters, and you show a thumbnail that is a bait and switch. You're just a dishonest person. And so, one of the main goals for me as a men's rights activist is actually fighting the bad psychology of men. Our lack of rights comes from our own bad psychology. And you're a perfect example of it.